Hello, my dear friend, and let's talk today about AI citation tracking and why it's actually not tracking anything. I write an article, and this basically will be a review of this article. So, couple of findings, actually not couple, 6. First, one observation is noise, not data. So, large language models, they are stochastic by design. When you are prompting ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity at 9 a.m. and then at 9:05, it will give you a different answer. If you are, just think about it, if you're not very technical, I think you was using Midjourney or like any image generation tool. And when you are putting a prompt, usually these tools, they like offering you that I can generate 1 image or 4 images or things like that. And if you're selecting generate 4 images, they will produce kinda, in a best way, kinda similar image, but very different. And next time, when you again use the same prompt, like 1 minute after that, it will produce completely different or maybe kinda the same, but again, very different image. So this is the way every AI system is working right now. Why? It have so-called temperature sampling. Basically how variable it can be from your prompt. Have top-P truncations, server-side routing between different models. AI systems, they are like firing different A/B testing experiments that we are, as a user, not aware. Like basically, we are aware about them, but they are not announcing to us. So, And to extract a real sign from this noise, you would need to sample the same query literally dozens of times per cycle and then just like take an average. And it will be, again, it will be not like something precise, it will be a very educated guess. How every AI citation tracking is working right now. So most commercial tools sample very thin 1 to 3 trials per query per cycle and report these results as a stable score in a dashboard. And it's not stable, so it's whatever. If tool not disclose its sample size per query per cycle, the score it produce is close to nothing. So it's not meaningful. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know any tool that actually given us a concrete answer to that question. Next, very interesting. Real users carry context. Tool do not. So basically, to simplify everything that I was writing here, when a tool prompting a query, it's doing it from API and it's very distilled, very strip result. When you, as a user, or your like ideal customer persona doing it, users have memory on customs instruction, prior conversation context from earlier sessions, system prompts that if you are using a wrapper, of course, personalized layer on the platform itself also. Basically, result tools are measuring very distilled results and users saw completely different story. So personalization, like adding one more layer of noise to these tools, really. Next. The tools model is not your customer's model. So it's also very interesting. From my point of view, of course, maybe you will not agree. ChatGPT silently routes queries between underlying models based on user plan, query complexity, server load, and ongoing experiments that it's doing, and it's doing experiments all the time. Perplexity has its own model selector that varies per query type. Claude web product makes its own model decisions per request. So none of this is exposed to a user. Tracking tool, again, doing it from API or a stripped session, they hit just one model behavior. And your users, they hit a very different model. So again, tools are measuring nothing, really. So they measuring something, but like not a real picture. Next, models get swapped and you cannot tell. Foundation models are refreshed, fine-tuned, swapped, and rolled back without external notice. So, a special Claude. Claude is releasing like crazy. It's like today is very different from tomorrow, and like 5 hours ago, very different from 2 hours ago. Sometimes, not always, but like very, very often. So, when in your tool that you are using for AI citation tracking, your visibility score jumps 14% on Tuesday, you cannot tell if it was because you have a very successful content strategy or like tools that you are measuring rolled a new model, and this new model showing like different results. So tool will obviously attribute it to your activity. To your activity, because this is the story that all these tools keeps you like selling you to keep you subscribed. But the attribution is fiction. Next. So, also like, it's very obvious, at least for me. Tracking tools query a curated prompt set, usually like 50, 200, 1000 queries, doesn't matter, chosen by the vendor as representative of your category. Real users doing it like very differently and with a stupidly long tail. So for example, if, I don't know, Nike will measure something like the best running shoes, a real user will ask something like, I want to find a best running shoes for my size, my height, my weight. I'm jogging every other day. My left feet hurts because of this and blah, blah, blah. So it's like very, very, very long. So all this like tracking is like, again, it's tracking nothing. So tools tracking a very curated prompt set, users not talking like that. And obviously, again, it's not like a tool's fault. You can't track everything. Next, noise in, noise out, noise everywhere. So, this is very funny also. Tools, they have their own noise. But again, if, let's say you're tracking a brand mentions, and how we are tracking these brand mentions, we are using another kind of tool that use NLP processing and to extract brand mentions and sentiment classifications. Not important. So these tools also produce their own errors. So it's basically noise on top of noise. Yeah, so there is no deep thoughts. Just like right now, it's like all these tools, they exist because everyone wants something to measure. And yeah, so bottom line, commercial AI citation tracking exists because investor and consultants needed to exist. The category got founded before the technology could support its claims. And the gap will not close until LLM provides expose, sample size, routing, and model version data the tools currently fake their way around, and they will never do that, from my point of view. So until that change, and it will change, it will not change. It will not work. It will be, so, don't get me wrong, are they useful? Kinda yes. So, but you shouldn't treat them as a measurement. You should treat them as a directional vibe. So basically, if everything is going up, that you are doing something okay. If everything is going down, you are doing something not okay. And yeah, this is the story. Again, there is no deep thoughts here. I'm not doing any like revelation. Hope it was helpful.